What's going on, guys? This is going to be your recap for the regional championships. And yes, please, I understand, guys, I misspoke in my Rocket League news video. Shock didn't win regional championship MVP. It was Rizzo. Shock won MVP of the league. Please, YouTube, police, let me stay with my family. Don't take me away. I'm sorry I misspoke. How dare I? It was an accident, guys, I swear. Please don't stand outside my house with pitchforks because I misspoke. Please, let me live, guys. Yeah, no, honestly, my bad. Yeah, I just got the two mixed up. But it's all good because we move on. And I made a pinned comment, so it's all good. If you guys ever realize that I misspeak in my videos, just look at the pinned comments. Look at the pinned comments. I promise you I'll correct it there. I'm not going to take down the video just to re-render the video with one change. I don't care that much. But I do care enough to make a pinned comment. So you guys could look for that and stop stabbing me in the face with pitchforks. I mean, if you want to burn something down, burn down my college. I don't give a fuck about college. As always, before we get into it, if you guys do enjoy, hit the subscribe button. We are honestly at more subs than I ever thought this channel would ever hit. People are actually subbing to the channel, which is awesome. I guess on this rate, we will hit 1,000 eventually in a couple months, which would be amazing. So thank you guys for that. And all right, yeah, let's get right into this. All right, I'm gonna put a video up in the background of the G2 NRG game because that was one of my favorite games, and we're gonna talk over that. So let's start with the first match that happened was Sonics versus NRG. Now, oh my gosh, what were Sonics doing? What were Sonics doing? I think Sonics replaced their whole roster with rookie AI because I don't think they did anything all game, not a single thing. Sonics went 0 for 8 in the day. They got swept by NRG, and then they got swept by the next team. Well, I mean, I guess I'll spoil it. They got swept by Ghost Gaming. So yeah, Ghost Gaming beat Cloud9, but like, I think I put the bracket up already anyway, so you guys know that. I'm gonna do all the editing after the video, obviously. I'm just kind of speaking while looking at Liquipedia right now. NRG, I mean, there's not much to say about that. Sonics did literally nothing all game. Shock, nothing. Sathu, Dapper, nothing. It was Shock would not have won MVP of the league if he performed like this one more week during league play. They lost their last, what was it? They lost their last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They lost their last 14 games of league play. Sonics lost their last 14 games. They got reverse swept by C9, so that's 3. Swept by G2, so that's 6. And then they went 0-8 in playoffs. They lost 14 games in a row. That is abysmal. That is pathetic. What were Sonics doing? I don't understand how Sonics went from being arguably the second best team in North America to a team that looks like they could have been auto-relegated. Like, what happened? Hopefully they figure something out for the spring series, because if they play like this during the qualifiers, they won't even make spring series. Like, come on, Sonics. Like, I like this team. This is a really fun team to watch when they're on. Yeah, let's go to Ghost Gaming versus Cloud9. Now, I'm sorry, Cloud9 played well. It was just Atomic played weller. They played much better. Now, Ghost Gaming, probably the best we've seen them play all season long. Atomic, I like what Jorby said. He said Atomic went nuclear, which is kind of funny because he did. He just went. He carried. He was passing. He was shooting. He was defending. He was doing everything, man. He was a one-man army. Atomic was like Shock at the beginning of the season, just doing everything, just everywhere on the pitch. And yeah, they took down Cloud9 4-1. Then we had Ghost Gaming versus Sonics again. Atomic did everything again that series, but you know, I mean, when you're against 3 people who are literally doing nothing all game, then it's not that hard to win. So Ghost Gaming beat Sonics. Then it was G2 versus NRG. Incredible match. The only other match that rivals this was I think the Dignitas Mouse game in Europe. The Dig Mouse game was amazing as well, and we'll get to that later, obviously. But yeah, G2 take it in 7 games. NRG won the first 2. Looks like because NRG had a chance to warm up, they took the first 2 games. But once G2 got it going, they won 3 straight. Then NRG won the 6th, and it was just back and forth. These teams look so even. You could have flipped a coin. But what it really came down to was, I'll say most of the games there was a clear winner. Like the first 2 games, NRG smacked G2, but then the next game, G2 smacked NRG, but then there was a couple games in between where it was very close. Like, there was an overtime, there was 1-goal games. It came down to those 1-goal games, those coin flips, that overtime that decided the game. So honestly, if that match plays back, NRG could have taken it 4-3 over G2, but like it just came down to those overtime games. So that's what it really came down to in that matchup, which is what we expected against a team of that caliber. And honestly, I think NRG was looking like second or third best team of the day. I mean, obviously Ghost played well. We don't know if NRG would have beat Ghost, but let's get on to Space Station versus Ghost Gaming. This just shows you guys how well every single member on Space Station Gaming played. Ghost Gaming was playing the best they have all league play, but it still wasn't enough to take down Space Station Gaming. They lost 4-1 against an Atomic who was popping off. Honestly, I don't know what I could have said about Ghost. It really looked like Illusion and Miss weren't doing anything, but it was because Space Station shut down everything any of them tried to do except for Atomic. Atomic was the only one who could get past this Space Station defense. So obviously Space Station won, and they moved to fight G2 in the grand finals, which they got smacked. G2 4-0 Space Station. Like, this just proves when G2 are on, they are the best team in the world, hands down. Like, who would have thought Space Station would be 4-0'd? And I also want to make another point. Out of the last 4 times that G2 have played Space Station has only won once in league play. The other 2 times were in the Astro tournament, and G2 obliterated them as well. So I think G2 is clearly the better team. I don't know why people keep saying that Space Station is unarguably number 1. Like, obviously, yeah, they showed up on the day in league play on some of the Saturdays where they won. They went 8-1, but against G2, when G2 are on, they don't win. I mean, and they haven't the last 3 times they've played them. I think G2 are clearly the better team. I don't agree with people saying that Space Station is number 1. I know that a lot of people don't take into account these minor tournaments, but you know what? If Space Station wants me to consider them the best team in North America, then they should win. Then they should be winning these games. If they're not going to be winning these games, then that's just too bad. I think when G2 are on, they're the best team in the world, that they could even beat Vitality, because if they could beat Space Station this badly, a Space Station who we know are on because they just whooped Ghost Gaming, who were also on, and G2 also beat NRG. I think G2 are just the best team in the world when they're on. And then we got to talk about League MVP, our regional championship MVP, and I want to throw something out of the window right now. A lot of people are saying Atomic should have won regional championship MVP. No, he shouldn't have. Why would Atomic win regional championship MVP? Obviously, he played well. There's no doubt about that. But obviously, most of you guys are smart. But for those of you who don't know what they're talking about in the comments, do you understand what MVP means? It's the most valuable player. It's about results. Yes, Atomic helped his team win a quarterfinal match, but what were the end results? Space Station Gaming, every single player on Space Station Gaming were playing better than Atomic. And then on top of that, G2 beat Space Station, so everyone on G2 were playing better than the members of Space Station. There were many players who were playing better than Atomic. I'm sorry to say. Obviously, I don't think every member of Space Station was playing better than Atomic. I think that they were playing better as a team together. But it's about results, okay? If Atomic was able to get his team to the grand finals, even if they lost in the grand finals, then yeah, you can make a case for Atomic. But they didn't even make it to the grand finals. Like, where are the results? I feel like some people don't understand why someone would win MVP. You know why Shock won MVP of the league? Because he had lots of results. He carried his team to a top 4 spot when they were supposed to be number 10 in the entire league. Like, Rizzo played arguably the best game he's ever had in his life. And JNaps as well. He played lights out. Chicago was the only one on G2 I thought was a little quiet, but he didn't need to do anything. Chicago didn't need to do anything, so you can't fault him for that. JNaps was a part of almost every single goal in the grand finals. Rizzo was making mechanical play after mechanical outplay. Space Station Gaming completely shut down Atomic. Yes, Atomic might have been popping off all day, but at the end of the day, other teams, other players were playing at a higher level and carried their teams to a grand finals. So I just needed to throw that out there because I can't stand the people on on Reddit saying, Atomic should have won because they lost in the semifinals. Like, shut up. Yeah, yes, Atomic played very well, but there was no results to show for him being MVP for the regional championship. You heard the casters at the end. They said, I remember at the end, they said, without a doubt, no question about it. So that means they weren't even considering Atomic when they picked Rizzo. Okay? And I just wanted to explain the reasoning for that because, yeah, I don't know. I got really worked up over that because it just annoys me when people have no clue what they're talking about on Reddit and stuff like that. It's really annoying. So let's get into Europe, and I'll try to be a little quicker because I just ranted for a long time about some stuff. So let's start with Rec versus Mouse. Now, again, Rec pulled a Sonics. Reciprocity did nothing, man. Like, nothing. Arju carried. I mean, Arju played out of his mind. I feel bad for Scrub in a way, but I also feel good for Mouse because Mouse, I think Arju meshes a lot better with this roster. I mean, Speed and Cookser. I think Speed played the best games he has all league play, and I think it's just because Arju meshes better. I think it has to do with the fact that Scrub was trying to play a lot of defense as well, but Arju is really, they're just solely working around him being the mechanical guy on the team, working around the offense. I think that he just rotates better with the team. I think that Scrub knew that he was mechanically better than the other players on the team, so, you know, he would kind of do his own thing, but Arju doesn't have this full of himself kind of mindset, so I think that actually helps him work with his team, because his team is trying to work around Arju, while at the same time, Arju knows that his two teammates are better than him. Well, that's what he thinks, so he's not going to overstep his boundaries, and I think that really helps with the cohesion of the team, just both of them really trying to fit in with each other. I think that Scrub did, try to do his own thing every now and then, or things didn't work out, but I think that might have a big part to do with Mouse's success. But yeah, Reciprocity got smacked, and then Barcelona versus Veloce, and yeah, Barcelona really showed up. They proved me wrong, proved all of us wrong. We thought Veloce was going to take it just because Veloce were playing better towards the end of the season. Barcelona was going 5 games with these and losing against these teams that they shouldn't have, like TSM, 5 against ASM. They had to reverse sweep ASM, but yeah, they really showed up, deserved the win. Ronicky completely showed up. They let Devo and Flakes get those backboard clears, pass it out to Ronicky make those plays or score the ball. Just let Ronicky do his thing. And then they did that against FC Barcelona, Team Reciprocity. And Barcelona beat Reciprocity 4-1. So, man, Rec did nothing. Again, no one on the team showed up. Like, I just don't have a good thing to say about Reciprocity. And then, as you guys know, their entire roster got dropped, which I don't know why Rec dropped their whole roster. I guess maybe they just didn't want any part of Rocket League esports anymore, but yeah, so Fruity, Farah, and Shazette are all looking for a new team. Yeah, then Dig versus Mouse. I think it was the second best match of... This was either your number 1 or number 2, hands down, Dig vs. Mouse. It was a Game 7, incredible matchup to watch. Every single player on both teams completely stepped up. I mean, they had Dig on their back foot a lot of the games. They were up 3-2, and Dig had won the last 2 games to take it. So Mouse were on double match point. So they had some good opportunities. They had some good chances, and yeah, just an all around amazing match to watch. Go watch that, and then the G2 NRG game. Those are the 2 most highly recommended games. But if you want to see Rizzo really pop off, watch the G2 Spacestation. I mean, Rizzo and JNABs both completely popped off. I think the reason that JNABs didn't win MVP of regionals is because it's expected of him to play well at this point. Like, many people call him one of the best players in the world, so you expect him to have results, while Rizzo, you don't so much. So you gotta reward when players step up, you know? That was just another little conversation that I thought I wanted to discuss. And then we had Vitality versus Barcelona, and yeah, Barcelona took game 1, but once Vitality got their footing, it was 4-1. They won 4 straight games. Vitality just looking so dominant. You can't fault Barcelona for losing when Vitality is just that good. And then I have another rant I want to go on. Grand finals, Dig versus Vitality. Why did all the casters count out Vitality? I'm sorry, Dignitas. Why? And it just really pissed me off because back in Season 8, G2 and C9 play like shit. All Season 8 of League play, and C9 at the beginning of Season 9, they played like shit. and all the casters go, oh, it's G2, it's C9, they'll bounce back, or I think they're gonna win this game. Oh, C9 lost 6 straight games in a row. Well, I think they're gonna win the next one. It's C9. Like, they have so much. They give so much credit to these two teams. Then Dignitas, they have a couple shaky weeks, a couple, and then all of a sudden, Dignitas is looking bad all of a sudden. Wow, there's no chance they win. I think this is gonna be a blowout. Like, I think Gibbs had Vitality winning on his YouTube video like 4-1 or something. Like, are you kidding me? Like, what are you doing completely counting out Dignitas? Like, I did not count him out for a second. I said in my predictions video I knew it would be close. And in fact, Dignitas showed up and completely stomped Vitality, honestly. Like, not completely, but 4-2, that's a convincing win. So I don't get what the casters are saying, that they're worried about Dig. But then, you know, C9 and G2 lose every single game, and they still have high hopes for them and high praises. And they're still picking them. And I don't get it. I completely don't get it. I don't think Dignitas looked that bad at all. I think any team's going to have a couple of shaky weeks. Vitality looked shaky at the beginning of league play. Vitality looked shaky today against Dignitas. Not too shaky, but Dig just looks so much better that, I mean, I just don't understand where that was coming from. Just let the record show I believed in Dignitas the whole time. There wasn't a single second you thought Vitality was going to win this. Dig won the first game. Dig won the second game. And then Vitality won the third, and it was close. Every single game was a 1-goal game, by the way. So yeah, it was close. Just Dig came out with it. Dig were up 3-1 at one point, and then Dig were up 4-2. Like, there wasn't a second throughout the whole game where you thought Vitality was going to win. Well, maybe maybe you thought they'd come back, but I mean, Vitality was never in the lead, is my point. So Astral got 2 MVPs that day. I mean, he deserves it. He's in my opinion the second best player in the world. But when he's on, here's another thing I want to talk about. I think that when JNeps is on, I think when Atomic's on, I think when Astral's on, I think that they actually do look better than KDOP, but the reason I have KDOP as number 1 is because he's much more consistent. KDOP is consistently playing at the highest level of Rocket League. It's just when those other guys are on, I think their skill cap is a little bit above KDOP's, but again, it's a combination of consistency, mechanics, your position. It's a combination of everything that I have KDOP as number 1. Just another thing I wanted to adjust, because some people say, well, I think Astral's number 1 because his skill ceiling's higher. Yes, I think his skill ceiling's higher than KDOP's, but there's never a moment where KDOP's not on. Never. And when KDOP's not on, he's still a top 3 player in the world, easily. Like, it's the consistency that you look at. So there we go. There's your 24-minute rant about life. I'm going to get into predictions, I think, on Thursday. We're going to come out with a... Wednesday we might have a new type of video. I have a new type of video I kind of wanted to get out there. So we'll see how people react to that. I hope people like it, because I could definitely do more of it. But yeah, Wednesday should be coming out with that. And yeah, obviously if you enjoyed, hit subscribe, and I'll see ya. Peace.